Hi, this video is designed to supplement the written instructions that you received in your DIY Christmas wreath box. Your DIY Christmas wreath box contains the following: a 12-inch wreath ring, a bag of moss, mossing twine and reel wire, a selection of dried orange slices, apple slices, cinnamon sticks and pine cones, raffia and wired ribbon. You'll also need kitchen scissors and forage foliage. Lockdown has provided the perfect opportunity to forage for wreath foliage either in your own garden or on a walk in the woods. Look in magazines or on the internet for inspiration so you have a rough idea of what look you're aiming for. Look for base foliage, for example, yew, fir, pine, laurel and ivy. A mix of different shades of greens and textures work really well, and then accent foliage, so that might be holly, variegated ivy, bay leaves, rosemary sprigs, heather, mistletoe, ivy with berries, eryngium and eucalyptus. Eucalyptus and eryngium are available from your local florist, where you may find other exotic foliage. If you are having a real tree this Christmas, any odd bits that are cut off are ideal for wreath making. Garden shrubs can also be a great source of foliage. Once you have gathered your foliage, you're ready to begin. Attach one end of the mossing twine to your frame with a knot. Secure bundles of bunched up moss to the frame by wrapping the twine around them. We use moss as it gives depth to the wreath. It also provides moisture for the foliage you'll be adding later. Don't worry if you find leaves, twigs, bugs or even rabbit poo in your moss. I raked this from our fields, so pick out any large twigs, but don't worry about anything else. You won't see it and it won't affect your wreath. Really push the moss into the ring. As you have a finite amount of moss, unless you have a lawn to rake, then it might pay to add the moss to your ring before wrapping the twine around so that you can portion your moss out. Continue adding bunches of moss until the whole frame is covered with an even distribution. Keep the twine attached to the wreath, do not cut. You can trim the moss with scissors if you want a neater outline or keep it more natural. It may be worthwhile tying a piece of ribbon or string to the back of the wire frame to mark the top of your wreath before the wire disappears in a mass of foliage. Trim your foliage and gather into small layered bundles, starting with your base foliage and adding your accent foliage. You might not want to add accent foliage to every bunch. You can add to every other bunch. Have a practice and see what look you prefer. Lay a bundle of the foliage on the wreath so the stem ends are slightly angled towards the centre of the wreath, and secure firmly by wrapping the twine around the bottom of the bundle and around the mossed ring. You can position your bundle so that your wreath maintains a neat outline, or you can be more flamboyant. Ensure that the mossed ring is not visible. Remember to ensure the foliage covers the inner part of the ring. Do remember that the size of your wreath should complement your front door, so a small neat wreath may look a little mean on a large door, whereas a large flamboyant wreath could overwhelm a small door. Add more bundles in the same direction, overlapping with the previous one. Remember, if you don't like the look, just unwrap your twine and try again. It may take a little experimentation to get the look you want, and don't be afraid to trim unruly foliage to the shape you want. Continue adding bundles of foliage until the frame is evenly covered. Cut the twine, leaving enough to secure at the back by tying to the wire frame with a secure knot. Your wreath base is now complete. You can always change the top of your wreath if you think it looks better rotated to a different place. Just remove your marker ribbon and string and retie. Now for the fun part, decorating your wreath. Do you want a decorative ribbon or just use the ribbon to hang your wreath? When you're adding decorative items, work in terms of 3s or 5s. If your wreath was a clock, you might have a grouping of decorative items, pine cone backed by orange slices, at 3, 6 and 9 o'clock. You do not need to be restricted to what is provided in your box. Please feel free to add seed heads, teasels, feathers, birch twigs, hydrangea heads, fresh flowers, either foraged from the garden or ordered from a florist. Don't forget you can add Christmas sparkle by using glitter or glitter, gold, silver, snow spray to pine cones, foliage and seed heads. Use the green florist wire to make legs for your decorations so you can attach them to the wreath. You can cut longer lengths of wire in half, but make sure there is enough to push through your moss ring and secure on the other side. Bend the wire in half and attach with a few twists around a suitable point on your decoration, such as the stem or around the base of a pine cone. On more delicate items, orange slices for example, be careful not to slice straight through them. You can group items such as orange slices on one wire so you can fan them out. The raffia can be used as a decorative tie, tied in a small bow through and around the dried fruit or cinnamon sticks. Before securing your decorative items, place them on the wreath to see if you're happy with the placement before permanently fixing them. Experiment with different combinations. Securing the decorations can sometimes be frustrating as the wire can hit stems and bend, but persevere and you are allowed to swear. I love a ribbon on my wreaths, but getting a big, glamorous bow requires practice, and the reason that I haven't included a video is that I am not an accomplished bow maker. So please use the wonder of the internet to find far more professional videos on how to tie a beautiful bow to attach to your wreath. You can secure the bow together and secure it to your wreath by using the green florist wire. Here are some pictures of beautiful wreaths that you can take inspiration from. I would love to see your creations, so please email me pics or post on Moondown's Facebook page. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video has been helpful. If you need any advice or help, please don't hesitate to contact me. Good luck.